YouTube doesn't like it when you swear in the first 10 seconds or so of a video, so we'll wait a sec. Yeah, this movie's fucked up. The First Omen is directed by director Arkasha Stevenson, and as the title suggests, it's the First Omen, the prequel to the movie The Omen. Yeah, you know The Omen, Damien, the Antichrist, son of the devil kid. Well, this is before that. We meet Damien's mom now. We see the plan that was set forth in motion for that to happen. Coming out in the weekend release of Red Doorway posters. I don't know about you, I had no hopes for this one. The screening was the day before the movie came out. The embargo for the reviews lifted the day the movie came out. I was like, I've been doing this a while. I know the signs, those are not good signs. This movie's gonna suck ass. This movie was way better than I thought it was gonna be. First of all, Nell Tiger-Free stars in the film. She plays this not quite a nun, but she's on the road to being a nun. She's on the path. I feel like more qualified in the ways of Catholic lore subscribers and viewers are gonna correct me in the comments section. I get it. Point is, she's in Rome in 1971, and she has, unbeknownst to her, stepped right smack in the middle of this very nefarious plan in the war between good, evil, heaven, hell. Can't think of a scene without her. A lot was on her shoulders. She nailed it. What I like about her, she is relatable. You know, she's human. Because in this whole war of heaven, hell, angels, demons, God, the devil, there are people who are like, this is my calling, it's what I do, and I know that. I'm just kind of built for this. Then there are normal folk who just kind of stumble into it. Like Ken and Ryu from the Raul Julia Street Fighter film. Just look around one day and you're like, what did I step into the middle of? Didn't know you were gonna get that comparison in this video, did ya? Gonna be honest with you, didn't know I was gonna do it till I did it. And that's my channel. In the case for her, she is on the path in her religion, but that does lend opportunity to have the character who's questioning things. And that's very relatable. We all question things. But there's such a spectrum of the emotional beats that she has to hit in this movie. She's never one note, amazingly complex. She's engaging. She is a huge element of what makes this movie work. What else does? Well, its use of atmosphere and tone. You know how these movies go. It's a prequel to a pre-existing IP that's been around for a few decades. Another one of these forced prequels or sequels pops out of a hole in the ground. You're just kind of left with that sense of, oh, just when I thought I saw all the desperation the internet and the world had to offer, here you are. But it's not like that. Not like that at all. It's a film that does have its tie-ins. If it didn't, that would be weird. But if you've never seen The Omen, I feel like this movie would still work in its own bubble, in its own right. And that's due to the creep factor, the general sense of anxiety tightening like a guitar string. There are a couple of jump scares, and they're earlier on in the movie. And well, one in particular, I was like, did you steal that from The Nun? Like the movie The Nun? Pretty sure I saw that there. The other, I think I saw in the trailer where a hand grabs her shoulder. It served as a jump scare. It was kind of like The Conjuring, you know, the hands that were like, yeah, but it is executed differently. Maybe I'm making excuses for the movie because the rest of the movie just does not rely on that. But it's not like the classic, what's that? I thought this movie crushed it with the eerie, creepy music, the disturbing iconography. Practical effects movie is like 99% practical, well, at least looks it, and that's the point. Some of which I was like, dude, I'm not built for this. I can't watch this shit. The birthing process is beautiful. No, it's a fucking horror film. Case in point. This movie just surprisingly had a lot more going on in terms of how it's trying to get to you and how it's trying to creep you out. It's a lot more cerebral than I expected it to be. And there's one scene in particular where it's, you know, we've all seen the classic thing of like someone getting taken over by a demon or something. Happens in here. It is incredible. There's one shot and I'm like, can this just be the Oscar reel? This is so good. Great even. I'll say it's great. There was a thing that it was executed like a reveal. And I was like, wait, was I not supposed to know that this whole time? Feels weird. I feel like I was supposed to know it the whole time, but the way the movie executed it made me doubt that. Just kind of came across as a little awkward. The experience is still the experience. The creepiness is still the creepiness. And 2024 is stepping it up, finally, in the horror genre. Of all things, just very unexpected. What's the year trying to tell us?
How you control people who no longer believe, you create something to fear.
All right. That's just too real. This is a horror film that's refreshingly old meets new. Its throwbacks are not wrapped in cheap nostalgia bait. Shocking, because it is in fact a prequel. Its throwbacks are in its filming, its technique, the special effects, cinematography. It throws back in a way that pays respects to the horror of the decade it's hailing from, but doesn't feel dated. It's not like you'll watch it and be like, well, I'm sure that would have been creepy back in the 70s. This is some solid horror. It's worth watching and worth buying on VHS. Same hype as Blu-ray, but horror on VHS. I mean, come on, perfect marriage if ever there was one. First of The First Omen, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Or what's your favorite horror film of 2024? But whatever it is, whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.